Well, hello there, all you nerds and or turds. Welcome back to this is spelled wrong on the sheet, Nutz podcast. Welcome back to the Indies Nuts podcast. I am not Stephen Fontana. I'm just Andy Asimakis with the ever awesome Matt Murray. How's it going, Matt?
It's going good, man. I'm freshly vacationed and ready to talk about some indie games.
And you came to this after your vacation.
I did.
You
I came back. I know. I ran away to Virginia with my whole family, and when I came back, I was like, man, I got to come home.
Way too much family for way too much time. I need to get back to work.
Yeah, please lock me in a room with Andy Asimakis and a computer screen.
I just want to talk about how nuts I am about indie games. And that's who we are, folks. We are nuts about indie games. We cover all things indie game news, previews, and reviews. So hit that sub button if you're nuts for indies, just like us. And that kind of rhymed a little bit, I feel.
It did.
Like kind of, right?
Yeah. Poet and you didn't know it.
And you can support us by going to patreon.com/dualscreens with your hard cash dollar bills, yo. Like our producers, Colton, the apprentice Nestler. Amazing guy. So great. Thank you for all the support. Now, with all that crapola out the way, what is new on Dual Screens? Well, Matt, we have a showcase coming up.
Tell me about it.
Oh my God, this has been... I feel like every PAX East, there's always the conversation between Steven and I, and that's, can we do a panel at PAX East?
Yeah, I remember these conversations.
And I'm always like, what? We don't make games. We just talk about games. So what can we really offer for a fun hour-long conversation to fill a PAX East or a PAX West panel? And I was like, we have to do one now called So You Want to Do a Showcase, because the amount of work and loss of sleep and years off my life that has gone into putting this thing together, it has been some of the most grueling, hardworking months. But it is like, it's been so satisfying also, just seeing like all the folks we know and love, all our old dev friends, like supporting us and like cheering us on as we're putting this whole dumb thing together. But yeah, so that could be a potentially fun panel at PAX one year.
I feel like that's marketable, man. You could do it.
Oh yeah. You know, a lot of lessons were learned. It is not easy, folks. It is not easy to trust people, to give you stuff. It's just me asking, like, hey, I want to do this thing, but like, you're giving me content to put into this thing. I'm just like
juggling a lot of balls, Andy.
Putting the puzzle together. Yeah. So that's happening Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we got a fun little Steam event going on with all of our great games on the showcase in full display for all you to wish list. So please check that out. Link below. So with that out of the way, Matt, let's get into the indie game Adventura.
Well, let me tell you.
I've
been playing this game. Here. There is a game here. Because I fill out this show sheet, Andy.
The show sheet.
I look at it ahead of time. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing this little game called Backpack Hero. Game that's in early access on Steam, and I've been having a hell of a time with it. It is a very unique turn-based dungeon crawler. Really great pixel art. It's kind of like a room by room. You face enemies in different rooms. You take turns, all that fun stuff. But the cool, unique hook to it is that you have a backpack full of space. So it's like inventory management, the game, but all the stuff in your backpack are your usable items on your turns. And kind of like Slay the Spire, you have a certain amount of mana per turn. And as you defeat enemies, you level up, and you can when you level up, you open up different spaces, and you can choose different spaces to open up on your backpack. And so it's like this really cool like Tetris meets Slay the Spire and like traditional turn-based RPG mashed all in one. And in playing the Tetris, you're also like finding synergies where you can get armor like boots or something like that, and it'll be like for every space above this set of boots, you automatically get 1+1 armor per turn. And so you're not just trying to fit everything in this grid, you're trying to like optimize where it's placed and like where other things are placed, because like some weapons will be like, hey, if it's adjacent to another weapon, both weapons get +1, or like if it's adjacent to another weapon, this weapon gets -3. And it's this really interesting like strategy of organizing your backpack, keeping spaces open for new items, and like figuring out good items to take on your
You
run
say
with
fingering out?
figuring out
That's what
Andy.
I heard.
What is on your mind, man? Where did you go? where were you before this? Were you just at work all horn dogged out?
Yeah, you know what, Matt? I have to say, I don't want to cut you off with the whole fingering thing, but
Sure.
you know why I regret doing this show sometimes?
Why?
This segment in particular.
Why?
It just reminds me that I just have to keep spending money on all these games we keep talking about. Because this game I never heard about until you just mentioned it. It was even on the radar. It was a non-thing to me. Didn't exist. And yet here you come along, describing
why
it so eloquently. And I'm
That's
like,
why we do it, man.
fuck, money must be spent now.
But I have a gift for you, Andy.
Oh,
I don't
wait.
know if you know this.
Oh, that's true.
We share a Steam library.
We do.
So you
We
can play
do.
you can play this game, dude. But it's like super interesting. All the characters play extremely differently. There's like one where it's just like pure backpack space and organizing all
I
that
love
stuff.
it.
There's another one that's like a mech that I can't really figure out the mechanics of, where like
Ooh.
every turn you like have this core that shoots out a pulse, and anything that's in the line of the pulse gets triggered, and like it's like one of those like laser reflecting games where like you can get items that will like turn the laser different corners. There's another character where like he summons stuff every
Holy shit.
turn, and like you have options for like when you open up the backpack space, there are specific spaces that you can assign for just the like summoned items, and they can only live in like the green space of your white backpack. But it's like a very interesting and unique mechanic that like I have not mastered yet by any stretch of the imagination, but is not something that I have seen before. Like literally nothing happens when you level up except for expanding your backpack. That's what you do. That's it. And just finding gear and throwing it in there and organizing it. And that sounds really boring, but it like seriously, like the way that they built the synergies in this game, and how, like I said, like different items interact with different items. Like there are also like heavy items where like no matter where you put them, they always drop to the bottom of the columns that you put them in, or like they're the opposite of that. They're items that like float and they'll go to the top automatically. And so I don't know. It's a very, very well designed game in early access. There's a ton of content already.
Yeah, and it's also like freaking cute ass sprites going
Yeah,
on.
the sprite work is
It's
really, really,
adorable.
really great.
There's like a little mouse thing, a little frog guy. This is adorable. I'm
Music also
installing it right now as you're speaking to me. Like it is happening.
Well, but yeah, so can't recommend that enough.
Okay.
Highly suggested. I think it's $14.99. I forget how much it is, but well worth picking up. Like I
Or
said, even in access,
if you all want to have Matt share his Steam library with you,
you can pick it up for free 99.
You can email me for his password and information. I'll give it to you.
Hey.
Well, Matt.
Down there.
Well, Matt, I played a game which is also in my Steam library, and you should play it this weekend. It's a game that came out just today. It's a game that I played at PAX East a few months back. Wrote a glowing preview about it, and it's finally here, and it's as life-changing as I expected it to be. That is a game called Justice Sucks. It is a game.
The fucking robot game.
It is a game where you play as a Roomba on a mission of revenge to save his kidnapped family from this evil corporation. And let me tell you, dude, this is like my game. This is like my fucking game. It's got Metal Gear stuff in it. It has Watch Dogs hackery stuff going on, and it's gory as all fuck.
Oh, I love it. I love the
You are
sound of
fueled by the blood of your enemies. The bones of the fallen
it.
fueled this little Roomba's rage. It's the most amazing, charming experience, and the words coming out of my mouth and the words I will soon write on paper on website in review form will never ever do this game justice. Justice sucks.
Because justice sucks.
It sucks so good is what is like the tagline. It's so good. It's out today on Steam. I really cannot recommend it enough. It's a lot of fun. It's goofy. It's got some 90s like boy band charm OST soundtrack going on.
90s boy, like,
Yeah.
you're talking like Backstreet Boys?
Like the
it's
main,
got like a pop.
the main theme of the game feels like it's a lost track off like 92 degrees or like In Sync.
92 degrees, Andy?
Was it 98 degrees?
It's 98 degrees, my
There
friend.
it is. See, I didn't know all of them growing up. That was that was my sister's thing.
92 degrees.
I was 6 degrees off.
I was gonna say the slightly more acute.
I was like, when you remove one of the band members, they're 92 degrees. I was like, I only know Backstreet Boys and NSYNC as like the main boy bands from like my youth.
Yeah, listen, man.
I was like, who else can I invoke?
I had a little sister.
Boys to Men? Like, who else can I bring?
It was just all up in my ears. And if I'm gonna be totally honest with you, if you listen to that music and you don't think that those are fucking jams, I don't give a shit. You are
Oh
wrong.
no, they're most definitely jams. But again, I was like in that era, I was in my early teens. So I was still
Fair.
well into like the Metallica stuff,
yeah.
Judas
Oh, yeah.
Priest, Iron Maiden, Queensryche. Those are my bands growing up. Still super into Van Halen when I was that age. So I was like all that teeny bop stuff. I was like, nah,
I don't want none of that bullshit.
soft
This is real
rock,
music.
soft rock. Anyway, so Justice Sucks does not suck. It's an amazing game. It's out right now. Go play it or I'll murder you. Like a
I
Roomba
feel
will.
like I remember these guys having like a really elaborate booth setup too. Like they had a Roomba or something.
There
like,
was a
in glass
caged
case.
Roomba
Yeah.
covered in
It
blood.
looked like that. Yeah, I was gonna say that like looked absolutely
Like
terrifying.
someone actually went to some guy and was like, can you make us a Roomba that's like covered in blood? And someone said, yes, I will fabricate this for you.
Yeah, it looked
and it was paid for.
as eye catching as it needed to be for sure.
What else am I playing this week? I played some more of No Place for Bravery, which is out in a couple of weeks.
What is
So I
this
can't
game?
say much about that.
Oh, you can't say you
Yeah.
got the embargo on it.
Yeah, but fuck it, I love it.
You can't say anything. Tell me about it, Andy. Tell me what you can tell me.
It's a top-down action RPG with Soulsy like mechanics.
Ooh,
It's hard as fuck, but it's beautiful.
you
It's also very gory. A lot of
Yeah.
gore in
I'm
this
in.
segment today. Whole lot of gore. But it's a great fucking game. It's good. It's
nothing wrong
hard.
with it.
It's very challenging. It's actually, I'm like having an issue with progress because I'm like hitting a wall
Mhm.
because I feel like, am I playing the game incorrectly? Look, I know what the controls are. Like there's a block, there's a dash, there's a hacky slash, there's like a charge up move. I got a Thor hammer recently, so I can like whack
Ooh.
people like heavier damage, but, you know, slower swing.
Right.
But yeah, it's a very challenging game. I feel like I may have to dial back difficulty and like start on normal because I'm a masochist and I just like having just put it on hard. Why not? Why the
I
hell
look forward
not?
to that popping into my Steam library.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The second it's out, it will populate in your Steam library. Speaking of things popping up in your library,
Mhm.
Matt, what is this week's steal of the week?
My indie steal of the week this week is a game called Right. This actually came out, I think, in 2020, so it's actually an older game. It is made by a one-man studio called Pond Games. And I wrote about it here because I actually owned it on Steam for a while. But it came out on Switch, and I picked it up on Switch.
Oh wow.
And I
Look at
started
this.
playing it, and it is a
Holy shit.
single screen. So pixel art, beautiful, music, fantastic. Like most of the games we talk about on this show. But it is a single screen, super slick, like brutally difficult pixel perfect platformer. It is a pure platformer. There's no like action, like no hacky slash or anything. And it just evokes that like Super Meat Boy, let me get it done as fast as I can, but it's gonna murder you relentlessly over and over and over and over and over again. It's like 100 levels, and each level is so well designed, both in like, I know I can beat this, and this is frustratingly difficult, but let me just do it one more time. And just like Super Meat Boy, the like load back in is instantaneous. So like you die, there's no wait. It like you repop and you're fucking going back into the level. And for a game like this, I think you need that. But if you like super difficult platformers, if you like platformers in general, if you like Meat Boy or like N plus in those types of games,
Oh, N plus, man.
it is great. And I really I mean, I love Super Meat Boy. It's like one of my favorite games of all time. But there's something like really elegant about single screen platformer design, like, and the different layouts that you can make and how to utilize that screen space.
Right, because like Meat Boy, I feel like a lot of the issues was like getting to a certain point on the map,
Yeah.
and then you die, and then you have to like fight all the way back, and then do the whole like trial and error as you keep getting it right. And here, it's like it's all laid out for you in your face. You gotta plot out your route and your pathway.
Yep.
Oh, it looks really good. I
Yeah,
love this.
it is really great. It is currently $4.99 on Steam.
Yeah, man.
And I could not think of a better game to suggest. You know, it's just again, if you like platformers, if you enjoy Super Meat Boy, if you want to rip your hair out, continually jumping into saw blades over and over again because you can't find that perfect angle, this is definitely the game for you. And it's made for speedrunning. It's definitely one of those types of games for sure.
I love it. All right, since you don't have it on Steam because you got it on Switch, I will spend the $5 today and buy this game.
I'm telling you, you're gonna love it.
All right,
You're gonna love hate it. Actually, it's gonna murder you more.
Well, that's how I feel about you and Steve sometimes.
I'm gonna love hate you.
Well, who do I love and who do I hate? It's like the next question.
I don't know.
It could be both of you.
It's everybody today. It is definitely a game for those rage-filled afternoons.
All righty, amazing. Can't wait to play that in the wee hours on the old Steam Deck. That should be fun to play a game that causes anger with like an $800 piece of hardware in my hands. Like, what happened? I snapped it in half.
I can't tell you the amount of times like I was playing a level on Switch and like I would literally just get so frustrated, hit the like screen off button, put it down, and it would be on my table for like literally 5 seconds.
Yeah, taunting you.
Oh, fine. And I'll turn it back on.
You will not best me.
No, not today. Stupid pixels.
And that's how Matt broke his Switch over his knee.
This motherfucker.
All right, we got some indie news, gang. There's a lot of release date stuff. You have one of them here, but I have like 12 more to add to the list. Let's go through this all one by one.
All right.
We'll do a slow build. Slow build.
I like it.
First off, we mentioned out today, buy it. Justice sucks. And if you don't, you suck. So get on that ASAP.
Buy it now.
Also out today, and also part of the showcase, is a game called Isle of Arrows. It's a very like tower defense-y, brick by brick, tile by tile kind of defense game.
Yeah, I was looking at this before the show, and it looks like a game that I am going to get too deep into because I love tower defense games.
Yeah, it's got cards. There's like cards happening.
Is it roguelike? Is it roguelike?
I don't know. Let's see the description. Build an impenetrable fortress, tile by tile. Place buildings, build roads, and expand your isle to defend against waves of invaders in this roguelike fusion of tower defense and board game.
Sold.
Oh, Matt, this is all you.
It's
Did you
my
make this
game. I
Did you
made
make this
it.
game?
Yeah, I called them and I was like, hey, Grid Pop, can you please fucking make my game? Oh, here it is.
But yeah, super slick looking graphics, very simplistic design. And it's only $11.69 out now on Steam. Pick it up.
Yeah.
And with that, we got a few more announcements. Undetected, which is I think Matt called this game, was it you? The worst title ever for a game?
Yep.
So
it's just so generic. I mean, listen,
so
you guys, the makers of this game, fucking love you guys. I'm sure this game is great.
Yeah. So Matt, if you want to know what how they feel about your thoughts on that, the interview is out today. And I told him, I told him, I was like, somebody in the Discord said the name sucked balls. Your reaction to this?
I don't think I said that, Andy.
I may have embellished your remarks. You know, I took some license, some podcaster's license with your terminology.
Hey, so the host of one of the other shows says that your name sucks balls.
So the name of your game made him want to cut his own testicles off and feed them to a Wolverine. Your thoughts on that?
Now.
Yeah. Your thoughts on that? He wanted more kids.
Despite that, this game does look really good.
But yes, it is a PS1 style Metal Gear Solid love letter. But in our conversation, it's actually a lot more than just a Metal Gear Solid, tribute going on. So it's more like on the Tenchu side of stealth.
Oh.
That was like their main inspiration. And plus, they felt that these kind of games, these like top-down stealth action games, or like stealth in general, are kind of like no longer a thing. And he wanted to bring them back for that reason.
I mean, that's kind of true. I mean, like the last great stealth game that I can think of from like an indie studio at least was actually, I'm probably wrong about this, but the last one in my mind that pops is Mark of the Ninja.
Correct. Yeah. Unless if you go play Justice Sucks, it's actually a stealth game too. I shit you not. You're hiding under couches, under beds in that game.
Listen, I'm not trying to poo-poo these guys. It looks amazing. I'm so glad that they're part of the showcase. But there's a game that's on the market right now where you play as a fucking Roomba doing this.
Right. But in this game, you're playing as a cyborg man.
Yeah, it's fair.
Oh, and also this game, kind of a fun fact about this game, which I didn't know about it going in. The whole approach is non-lethal takedown. All the guns you have, none can kill.
That's pretty cool.
Right. So it's like it kind of rethinks, like it makes you have to play the game pure stealth. Because you can't
you can't kill
a guy, drag a body out of the way, and move on with the day. You have to like really play it like a stealth agent.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. They kind of force your hand.
Yeah, so that's out on the 30th of this month. So wishlist that. Also part of the showcase. Very excited about that. And finally, I guess not fine, but before the main release date news, there's a game called Hell is Others, which is out October 20th, which this game, Matt, is also kind of a U game. It is a survival horror PvPvE top-down shooter, and you use blood as currency.
Oh my god. I'm watching the trailer right now.
And it is a roguelike as well.
I love this art style.
Yes.
It's like a minimalist, kind of evoking some Hotline Miami.
Correct.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's like fucking it's like demon occult Hotline Miami.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Give it to me. Okay.
Former guest of the show, great team there over at Strelka Game. So please wishlist this and get it when it's out next month because it looks fucking dope.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
And finally, in release date news, I think we both have a shared throbbing erection over this. Safe to say. Shovel Knight Dig is out like in fucking less than 2 weeks.
I have been waiting for this game for years.
Oh my god!
Do you remember when they announced this?
Yes,
it was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and just out of the blue, they're like, "Oh, by the way, it's out at the end of the month." So I cannot wait for this game.
So a bit of a little weird for me, but I'm gonna say it. So it's out on the 23rd. Awesome, great. It's coming to Steam, Switch, and Apple Arcade, and that's it.
That was weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it slated for other platforms in the future?
Well, remember Shovel Knight eventually went on to Xbox and Sony.
Right.
And they had wasn't like a Battletoads battle, and then Kratos in the Sony version, like they had their own like unique boss fights.
Yep.
Didn't they do that?
Yep, they did.
And I think Shovel Knight also launched first on the Switch along the PC. So this could be a thing that they do because these games feel very Nintendo-like in their
definitely.
presentation. But this is like more SNES, given like the huge like pixel increase and the color palette. Like it's
I mean, it definitely is. It definitely is like a step up. I'm a little like not. I guess concerned is not the right word. But like Apple Arcade being thrown at the end of that, I don't know. Like there's something about, and I know this is stupid, and it's probably me just being an old curmudgeonly like gamer, but like just like something about it premiering on a mobile device, is weird.
Right. It was like when the guys behind Journey released their next game on. It was like an Apple Arcade exclusive when it first launched.
Yeah, it's just weird.
And I was like,
I mean, I guess not, right? There's a market for that.
And you did that. Yeah, I'm sure there's a market.
But it just in my brain doesn't accept it probably the way it should.
Yeah, because I feel like these games are predominantly played on either PC or a console, like the Switch.
Right.
So it just seems like it leaves like a slight bitter taste.
Yeah, it just like feels like it feels incorrect that it's coming to a phone
it's like,
and not my PlayStation.
Yeah, it's like you took a bite of a nice piece of like, apple pie. But there was like a chunk of something like really dense in the corner, like, oh, I got a big bite of like, cinnamon. Like at once.
Chicken bone?
Yeah.
Chicken bone?
Oh yeah, or chicken bone.
What's this?
Yeah. Oh, it was that little piece of shit in the apple pie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
a shit pie.
Shit pie, yeah. Good old shit pie.
But like it is. I mean, regardless, I'm gonna buy it on my Switch and play the shit out of
it. I didn't watch this trailer, but according to this article by thegamer.com, it says the trailer itself features popular YouTubers such as Aaron Hansen of Game Grumps, Gerard Khalil, known as the Completionist.
You have not seen this trailer.
I haven't, and I'm like wondering, why are there YouTubers in it? Are they like hyping it up?
After the show, you should watch the trailer for sure.
Okay.
So this trailer, I loved it and I hated it. I liked it a lot because it was actually pretty funny. I hated it because there's like 30 seconds of gameplay in the trailer.
So is it just YouTubers talking about Shovel Knight for like 2 minutes and like here's a little bit of gameplay with the release date?
It's a skit.
It's a skit.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep. Right?
Okay.
That's what I wanted.
Fun.
But I mean, skits. I mean, to be fair, I do feel like we've seen enough of this game and we know enough about the property to kind of like understand where it's going. You know what I mean? Like it still would have been nice to have like a full actual release trailer.
Legit just hit play and it's just Aaron Hansen with his like gut on the couch.
Yeah, he's just hanging
Cheetos with his like 12 chins, and I'm like, what's happening? What is this? This is insane.
Yeah, no,
All
it's
right.
a really weird skit. Anyway,
All right,
yeah, I
cool.
can't fucking wait for that game.
Right.
Roguelike Shovel Knight gives me the indie boner that I needed.
Correct. All right. So
Indie's nuts.
yes. All right. So that is a nice juicy release date update in the heart of the news report. But we got some other things happening too. The Xbox Indie Showcase.
Not to be not. I'm not trying to.
I feel like,
Not trying to encroach.
I mean, we're doing a showcase.
I know.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna have more games at this showcase that we never heard of, and they can. It's a 90-minute runtime full
That's
of exciting
huge.
news and debuts. Ours is only 60 minutes, so I'm sorry for that.
It's fine. We're not trying to encroach here. We're doing our own thing.
With almost no news and one debut. So just let you guys know. Just let you know where the real shit's at.
Listen, this is what we hope to get to eventually.
No, but in all seriousness, I feel like I love how the larger folks are embracing like the indies, because every week we talk about indies and there's just so many of them out there.
Mhm.
You lose track. And as many shows as we can have to highlight them and promote them and cheerlead them and amplify them, do it, because there's so many.
Yeah.
There's no shortage. So
yeah, I mean, that's the great
they
thing.
can
right?
have
It's
one,
like,
we can have one, everyone can do a
everybody can have one. Yeah, you get a showcase and you get a showcase. I mean, I think that's kind of the the indie games have proven themselves, and now we have so many, and it's such a large part of the industry that the big three can't do anything but pay attention to it. Not only pay attention to it, but embrace it and make it part of their platform.
Yeah, and according to this, you're doing a deep dive also with like developer interviews.
It's okay. Don't freak
Just
out,
like
Andy.
legit copying us right now.
They actually were like,
It's
what
like
are these
aping
dual
our
screens
whole-
guys doing? What are they
aping
doing?
our whole model. No, I'm kidding.
Phil, have you heard about these dual screens guys?
So they're showing games like the rhythm-based FPS Metal Hellsinger.
Another
Like,
game
that's
that
a game that Matt made.
literally, it's just like all the games that are coming out right now. It's like, fuck my wallet.
Here's a game my mom made. You suck at parking.
I hope she listens to the show.
Yeah. And the new Ghostbusters ASIM multiplayer game, Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. That looks kind of fun.
There's a pretty big one down at the bottom here.
Yeah, I'll get to it. But
Okay.
I do want to just for a quick second, I want to know when the memo happened, who penned it, that any horror franchise that was in the 80s is going to be like an asymmetrical multiplayer game.
This is
the decree.
Listen, I mean, what else do you do?
Dude,
How else do you do that?
They should do. Listen, I have an idea. Okay,
shoot,
hear me out.
I'm listening.
Asymmetrical multiplayer game, Jaws.
I said this, Andy.
I'm saying it again.
I said this a month ago.
As if it's my idea.
It's not. It was my idea. We were talking about shit.
Was it a Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah, it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Shit. Well, listen, Jaws is
Dude,
back. Jaws is back in theaters. That's why it's on my mind lately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in 3D, and not Jaws 3D, the third Jaws. It's Jaws, the first Jaws in 3D.
I feel like you've betrayed me here.
Have I betrayed you?
I didn't know this. Jaws is like my second favorite movie of all time.
Dude, that's one of my favorites too. I just learned about it today.
All right, fine.
So listen, the second I knew, it was only hours ago. So
fine.
Don't feel that bad.
All right.
But I would go look at tickets, and because I'm doing that this weekend because I want to see it.
I think I might take Gav to see it. Yeah.
And of course, the big indie get of this showcase is the long-awaited new trailer for Hollow Knight Silk Song. Now they were going to be on our showcase, but they turned us down
Yikes.
after I was begging them. No, I'm kidding. They don't reply to my
Please?
team chair. Does not reply to my emails at all. I've been emailing them for like 6 years.
They're like a I feel like there are certain games that
they're a
are
busy,
they're elevated and
Yeah.
they're just busy. You know?
they're a busy trio of devs, so I get it. I'm not hurt at all. But yes, 90 minutes of awesome games, awesome indies, and a bunch which are also launching on Game Pass. So that's kind of fun. And I likes that a lot.
Good
So
stuff.
yeah, good stuff. And then finally, this is an interesting bit of news. I gave it a double take, like, oh. And then I was like, really?
I know.
This?
I know.
So the headline reads from Grecon.com, GGRECON.
GG Recon, Andy.
Fuck me. First it was 92 degrees. Then it was this. It's been a long day. GG Recon. Terraria. This is like, fuck.
What are you Grekin? I don't know. Let's talk
Yeah.
about some indie games.
What are you Grekin? Terraria is the first Steam game to remain overwhelmingly positive with 1 million reviews.
I feel like
What?
that's crazy. That's pretty insane.
That 1 million people left a review on this game. Is that real?
Yeah. I think my favorite part is actually I think my favorite part is the like the breakdown of the numbers, like of what make up that 97% positive is the game has 976,000 positive reviews, and despite having 97% positive reviews, the amount of negative reviews is 21,000 negative reviews, and it's still it's just a percentage, right? It's just math, but
Right.
21,000 negative reviews sounds so fucking crazy to me. That's insane.
Yeah.
It's so many.
And it's a game that it's over 10 years old at this point.
Right.
And Terraria, when it first came out, it didn't really do much for me. Like, I knew it existed. I knew what it was.
Yep.
I knew what it looked like, what it played like, but I never was inclined to ever play it. And then, I saw like the occasional like video on YouTube, like metric fuck ton of views and the huge community. I'm like, I never knew that this game was this popular.
It's huge, dude. It's as big as Minecraft.
Yeah.
Maybe not in sales, but
no. But
it has that kind of a community for sure.
To see a game that looks like this with my beloved pixel art that has such a huge following and like love really makes me happy.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, it never hooked me either, and I did play like a pretty decent amount of it. I was a Minecraft guy from alpha, and I did when this, they kind of almost hit at the same time. Like it came a little bit later, and I do love the world and the bosses and how to summon them and all the different areas. It's super cool, and it didn't click with me, but not because it's a bad game. I think it was just that I found Minecraft first, and that was the side, not the side that I chose, but like I just decided to stick with that instead.
Right.
But like it's crazy, 1 million reviews, and it's
overwhelmingly positive.
That's crazy. Good for you guys. 505 Games.
Yeah. You know what else is crazy, Matt?
What's that?
And what else is also super sexy pixel art? This amazing Kickstarter campaign you dropped in this week's doc.
Dude, this game looks fucking amazing.
Can you please expound on this game that I need in my life right now?
All right. So, funny quick story. Before this Kickstarter launched, for like maybe 3 months, this game popped up as an ad in my Facebook feed all the time. Like, excuse me. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, right? They targeted me directly, but like
Right.
it 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 just kept hitting, and I'd like forgotten about it, and then it when I went into my Kickstarter, it popped up again. It's 186% funded, so we don't have to worry about that. But looking deep, like the Facebook ad's really shallow. It's like a 30-second teaser kind of deal. It's like a sizzle reel where they cut a bunch of shit together. This game in depth, like on the Kickstarter, looks amazing. It is a turn-based, grid-based, open world Skyrim-like RPG with all kinds of stuff: crafting, home building, cooking, hunting, dungeon delving, party tactics, and it just took the fucking wind right out of me as soon as I read all this stuff. The art looks amazing. The music sounds great. The gameplay looks fantastic. It looks like it could be it has potential to be like a next big indie game when it actually does hit.
Yeah, Skyrim with pixels is like the best description for this thing.
Yeah, and they've made like a bunch of cool like UI decisions. Like they wanted to cut down, so like a lot of pixel modern indie games that take on this retro vibe, especially like turn-based games, kind of stick to like the older UIs, right? Like you're digging through menus and text menus and all kinds of different stuff, and it's like a couple of clicks to get to everything, and they really wanted to streamline that. So like a lot of stuff is like one button, very simple UI. There's a really cool inventory management system where like you're literally moving things around in like a physical bag. Some of the other stuff that I really dug was like their dialogue system is really wild. Like you're actually like typing words into like a text box kind of deal with like they have like this really cool like spiral text design thing for like selecting your letters, and it just seems like they're kind of, I mean, I don't know, I don't want to oversell it, but they're kind of like blowing the doors a little bit off of what a pixel RPG can be. They're really
Yeah,
like opening it up and really making
I
like a
am
real living world.
I am loving the shit out of the HUD. How like you pick the icons on the
Mhm.
lower right hand corner. It's like this is like
You know what's weird
this is gonna be
is
a time suck, isn't it?
when I saw that, what I instantly thought of was Monster Hunter, because
Mm-hmm.
Monster Hunter
Yeah.
does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I mean, I'm probably wrong on this, but I don't know many other games that have taken that particular type of like action management, I guess is probably
Mm-hmm.
the best way to
Sure.
put it.
Yeah.
Um, and I think it's really smart for something like this. Like you're in it's grid based combat, and like you're selecting what you're doing and making that quick and easy and not take a whole lot of time really cuts down on kind of some of like the chore of playing these types of games. Um, and yeah, I don't know. Everything about this game has drawn me in. The art, concept art, the dialogue options, or like the way they choose dialogue, crafting, taming, farming. It seems like it's just like everything, uh, which can be a little scary, but it looks like it's a very well put together package.
Well, listen, like their core team has worked on games like Hearthstone, Outer Wilds, Bomberman Live,
Mm-hmm.
and Spear of the Dragon on GBA, which that's
That's a lot of pedigree.
yeah, 30 launched games.
Go just to look at it. Go scroll down to dialogue and look at the little teaser. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Like how it all works. But yeah, I don't know. This seemed like I know it's funded and all that kind of stuff, but
By the way,
it
the game is
just,
called World of Entera.
oh yeah, we haven't
Didn't
even said
mention
that
that
yet,
yet.
have we? Yeah, we haven't even fucking said the name of the
Mention
game.
the name of the game yet?
We're such good hosts, Sandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just looks, they've done a lot to streamline what a game like this can be while also expanding on what a game like this can be. Seemingly, we don't know yet, right?
Right. I mean, this is Kickstarter after all. We've been burned more than once, you and I, over the years.
You're telling
But
me.
listen, they've doubled their asking price on pledges, and they got 2 weeks to go. So, fuck, am I gonna pledge right now?
Mhm.
Fuck. No, I'm not.
You're
But
gonna do it, Andy.
but this has
Andy.
to be a future guest on the show.
Absolutely. Oh my god.
Absolutely. All right. And with that, Matt,
Mhm.
I think it's time we say goodbye to the people. It's a great show.
Had a good time.
Yeah,
It was fun.
had a great time.
A lot
Talking
of good
about some stuff. Yeah. Things are coming out. Things are out.
Things are happening.
I love it. I love it so much. Well, thank you, listeners, for joining us on another scintillating episode of the Indies Nuts podcast. Your
Another
source of
Grecken
all.
episode.
It's a Grecken episode. Between that and fingering, it's been a wild ride this last like hour-ish. Oh boy, you can follow all of our updates on the Twitter at Dual Screens. I think it's at Dual? No, it's at Dual_Screens. I'm the worst host. Steven, come back. Go to at Dual_Screens. Find our link tree, which has all the stuff: the YouTube, the Spotify, the Apple, the Google, the Patreon, the everything. Matt, any last words before we say goodbye?
It's been a good week. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for this showcase, man.
I'm excited. Stay tuned for awesome stuff on Monday, September 12th at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Big time.
We're going to rock all the socks with some stuff, with some fun games. Games
Rockin'
you've
socks,
never
man.
heard of, games you may have heard of. But I guarantee you this, there is something there in that showcase for everyone. And with that, play some indies, support those devs, and be excellent to each other.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.